Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to tonight's Nxtgen event here at Brandshatch for the Nxtgen GT4 European League pre-season thunder. At the minute, the lobby looking pretty bare with only 3 drivers currently in. Only 1 driver on racetrack, that is Robbie C123. But Blue Gobi and NGR Saxo are in the lobby right now and will be hitting the track very shortly. Let me just share the link to the stream to our Nxtgen fellow beings, and let's get on to it. So Robbie C here in the BMW M4. He's coming towards the second half of the circuit already. He's wasting no time as he comes out the final corner. Here's our current pole sitter at a 1:27.8, but I'm sure as Pidgey69 enters the room, you guys that view these races every week will know that pole time will change very shortly if Pidgey69 is involved. As Robbie C now entering probably one of my favourite sections. If you can get this corner right, that is where all the speed comes from on your lap time. Entering this corner all the way down this long stretch, the longest straightaway on the Brandshatch GP circuit. A little bit in the grass there for Robbie C. Gobi's coming out of the pits. Oh, he's on track. He's entered the race and gone to the track at least. He is there currently in second. Let me just adjust the volume of the video game. There we go, that should do perfectly. Gobi currently in the pits still. We will follow the only race car on racetrack right now, which is Robbie C, who is improving on his previous lap time so far as he finished sector 2. Sorry, sector 3. He improved on sector 3. This racetrack has 4 sectors, but overall finishes 2/10 over his previous lap time over 1:27.8. Blue Gobi though now on the racetrack, entering turn 2 there. Here he comes. What will Blue Gobi do? Blue Gobi is also one of those fast drivers in that M4. Some would say that is the, it is the fastest overall race car in the Group 4 GT Sport section. So if you're in a BMW M4, you're in good books. The M4 does seem to be a little bit overpowered at the minute compared to the other vehicles. For example, the Porsche, with its extremely long gears, is severely, especially on this racetrack, will be severely punished for those who decide to drive it here tonight. Some balancing, despite the balance of power being on, balancing I think it does still need to be adjusted with these vehicles. As Blue Gobi comes to the line on his outlap, he will now begin his first hot lap of the evening. Robbie C with a 1:27.8 is the fastest lap set by any driver. Not many people in at this moment in time. Just approaching 8:10 GMT. Gobi 8/10 quicker through sector 1. That's an impressive. And he goes off the racetrack, hits the curb, spins it out. And that is what happens, ladies and gentlemen, if you just give the car a little bit too much in a place it can't handle it. Those wheels brushed up against the curbing. There wasn't enough traction there, and around went Gobi. His first hot lap is garbage, but hopefully that's only going to make him more aggressive on the second lap. hopefully he can hang on to it this time. Keeps it just off the grass there as he comes around the triple right-handers, I like to call them. My favourite section of the circuit, especially when the battles do begin, do race time. FYGT Gaming, I'm assuming that is Connor, says, hi Jamie, which event is this? This, Connor, is the GT4 European Series. The Nxtgen GT4 European Series. I've just gotten information. Before I was mentioning BOP, apparently, as of this evening, as part of a test practice, of course this is pre-season thunder. So these races are not for points, they're just for testing experiences really. I've been told we're now running tonight no balance of power. Just to verify, we will exit the spectating menu. Apologies to Blue Goby, setting is probably the fastest lap that we'll see, but I'm sure you can do it again. If we go over here to the race settings, race for real, 16 participants, 11:30 local time. Fastest first, of course, we're currently in qualifying. Boosters off, slipstream is real, mechanical light, visible on, tyre wear off, fuel position off. But if we scroll down to the balance performance, it is indeed off. There is no balance of power on. However, there is a restriction on the max power limit of 424 brake horsepower this evening. Pidgey there ahead of the Robbie C on the racetrack. NGR Scotty has just joined us here in his Aston Martin. Remember, all of the liveries, wow, I'm very excited to see this kid. He's gone. I don't know what happened there. That is quick work though by NGR Scotty. This is, when we can finally spectate him, the brand new Team Brit Aston Martin V8 Vantage, I believe. It's the Vantage. And that is their new paint scheme for 2018. Looking fantastic in GT Sport. Just hoping that the guys can paint it as good as Scotty has in real life. So NGR Scotty, the third man to hit the racetrack here tonight. Pidgey 69 and Blue Goby. NGR Scotty is the only driver not to be racing a BMW though that has hit the racetrack so far. Mr. Saxo is currently in the lobby. He is our host this evening. There he is. NGR Saxo, we'll have to wait and see what he is driving tonight. At the minute it is currently unlisted. So exciting to see what NGR Saxo is bringing to the party tonight. Robbie driving the number 9, Pidgey the number 8, NGR Scotty the Team Brit paint scheme looking fresh. Normally I'd say that purple's a bit obscure and a bit weird looking, but in the style it looks pretty good as he comes around to take his first hot lap of the evening. Green flag is out for NGR Scotty, no traffic ahead of him. Let's see what he can do with it. Into turn 2 and 3. Want to keep it low through this section. Want to use those curbs here. I would say he took this corner a little bit wide. He kept it on the inside good enough to keep off the curb. You want to run right against that curbing, not onto it though. Good corner there for Scotty as he heads towards the triple header. That is a beautiful Aston. If that is 100% authentic, the Brit, Team Brit paint scheme, I'll have to look out for that one, because that is gorgeous. Normally when you see a colour on a race car like that, it kind of puts me off. It's kind of weird looking. I'm not a fan. But in the sort of style that it's presented, it's very nice. Final corner for NGR Scotty on his first hot lap of the evening. What will he be able to accomplish? And he goes off in the final corner. That is not what he wanted. But it is a good lesson. He knows now what he can and can't do in that final corner. But we're going to watch this because it's not very often you get to see a pit stop that's properly animated on spectator mode. So, I mean, Scotty didn't even get tyres taken off there. He just got new tyres put on top of the old ones. But we'll let it slide. As he comes out right behind Robbie C. Did you notice the difference there in the lines? Robbie C took a very wide line. NGR Scotty was very much tied to the inside. Pidgey right behind him. NGR Saxo looks like he will be driving the Vantage himself. And it looks like he's going to be driving Dark Sykes' vehicle from last week, the Street Art Aston. Saxo, if you're watching, get this thing out. This beautiful art was created by Mark Sykes. Look at this thing. NGR Saxo must have been given the rights to drive this thing tonight here. I knew Mark wouldn't have given it up easy. But look at this beaut. Bit of a paint scheme show off here. This is possibly one of the greatest paint schemes I've seen in GT Sports so far, just for the complicity of it and the detail. Scotty the Joker, you've mentioned the Aston Martin in the race chat. What do you think of the paint scheme that NGR Saxo is currently running? FY GT Gaming says, Scott, be patient when entering the first corner, hit the throttle when you hit the apex. So if Scotty, you are watching in the Team Brit Aston Martin, you've got it on the background or whatever, that is the advice being given to you, and I would agree very much with Connor's words here. That first corner, you have to be very slow on entry, and once you feel safe, that's when you gas it up, not before. We have Dushan87 on the racetrack. He's also in the M49. That's a bit weird. May have to sort that out, because that's exactly the same paint scheme. I thought we had to do at least different numbers. One sec. Just gonna make the race hosts aware of the fact, because Dushan is running the number 9 BMW, but also so is Robbie C. Robbie C is also running the number 9, exactly the same paint scheme, which can be confusing and obstructive. So I've mentioned that to the race hosts to see what their opinion is on the matter. Pidgey now leaving the pits with soft tyres and a full tank of fuel. Lugobi, your current lap leader, with a 1:24.038. It's pretty fast, actually. For Group 4, that's pretty fast. Lugobi, of course, in the Ecris BMW. Mr. Saxo on the outside as Scotty gets a little bit loose, able to snap it back into position. He goes up to second. He's got 1.5 seconds to make up if he wants to go faster, and he goes into the gravel / sand. He decides to pit. Scotty, on the other hand, stays out. He wants to see what he can do with this lap. Scotty the Joker, I do believe I saw that you won last night in your Gran Turismo Mature Club race, if I'm not mistaken. So congratulations on the win. I believe it was here, in an endurance race here at Brandshatch. do let us know, Scotty the Joker, if that was the case. So I believe that is you. Because I'll be asking you questions about the racetrack from a driver's perspective. NGR Saxo remains pitted for the time being in his street art Aston Martin. Drushan in the number 9, as well as Blue Gobi. No, who else is in it? It's Robbie C, sorry, that's in that. Yes, okay, so I messaged the race command chat, and they have obviously decided someone needs to adjust their paint scheme. So it looks like one driver will have to back out. It looks like Robbie C will not have to back out though, because I'm gonna put my seems fair the other guy does. Let Robbie race the 9. He's been in that paint scheme the whole time. Other driver. Other driver needs to change. Simple as. I don't even recognise this guy. See the other guy, Drushan. I don't even recognise. I'm pretty sure he has not been. I spelled driver really wrong now. I hate typing on the PlayStation keyboard with the controller. As Saxo goes underneath Scotty into turn 1, keeps it in this time. That Aston Martin is beautiful. Cannot thank Mark Sykes enough for the effort he put in to creating that thing. It's what I run in my GT4 races. In sport mode. Let's take a look back at the race chat, see what's going on. And your Scotty. Oh. So you weren't... No, okay, Scotty. I thought you might have been F1 Scott Golf. Scotty, that's why we're confused there, mate. So Scotty is not a race winner at all from last night. We do apologise. That was a Gran Turismo Mature Racing Club race that I saw the post of. Scotty the Joker in the race chat is NGR Scotty here, currently sat in 4th place on the qualifying board. He says he's still getting used to the handling, as he's used to the M4. Yeah, there's a big difference there. The M4, I feel like the M4 overall is, I mean, it's slower, but it's not necessarily slower, it's got better acceleration. But from test experience, but the M4's got the cornering capability for sort of easy. It's easy to corner with it properly, but the top speed kind of kills itself at the top of the corner you're about to hit, Scotty, towards the first of the 3 right-handers, and that is where the other guys will catch up. NGR Robinson has joined, also NGR Game Ranger. Can't say I remember that name. Maybe that will change further into the event. But Game Ranger does seem a bit obscure to me at this time. Apologies guys if you do hear an occasional sort of vape noise. I'm vaping now. I'm trying to quit smoking, so it's a good thing. As NGR Scotty, the final right-hander there, goes off and hits the inside barrier. FYGT Gaming, otherwise known as Connor, giving some more advice. He's saying, do not turn the wheel over 90 degrees. The car will understeer after 90. So there'll be no point steering anymore, so slow down a bit more. I mean, I would say this, Scotty, Connor does have a lot of good tips about driving around here. A lot of the stuff he's told me I've taken on board and has worked out, so thank you, Connor, for giving your advice here tonight at Brandshatch for the GT4 European League. Game Ranger, though, in the Porsche, the first Porsche driver we've seen on the racetrack tonight. Robbie's going to dive it underneath on his hot lap. Of course, Game Ranger, though, only on his out lap, so wise of him to let Robbie by. Very jealous of all these guys racing here. I would love to be racing alongside these guys at Brandshatch. I was just saying in the that we have a race chat that goes on in the background, and this is one of the only circuits I've won on in GT Sport. I have 18 wins in sport mode. 17 came at this racetrack in the GT3s. That's phenomenal. That's just this racetrack that I can do. It's kind of weird, actually. It looks like Nxtgen Robinson has decided to put his Ford Mustang aside and bring out the McLaren. That sharp paint scheme looks familiar. You may have seen that last week and the week before. Looks like he's claimed that vehicle over someone else. But that McLaren looking very sharp. Let's hope that Nxtgen Robinson can do well in that this evening. I just love the blue and the green stripes on the side. They look really cool. Here he comes out of the final corner. Nxtgen Robinson about to take his first green lap of the evening. Let's see what he can do. Let's ride on board with Nxtgen Robinson. 4 cars on the racetrack currently. Robinson, Game Ranger, Scotty and Robbie C. Quite aggressive shifting through Robinson. He's not mucking around. He wants to set a good lap here. Just putting the gears through the works. Now, this is the best way to show you my favourite section of the racetrack. These corners can either bite you in the bum or they can be your best friend. It all depends. You can make up a couple of attempts on the guy ahead of you here, or you can lose everything. As Robinson nearly demonstrated for us there. Not quite, he still hangs on. This obviously not going to be a quick lap now after the minor spin. He's decided to give up this lap. He may have been given a penalty there, I'm not sure. Thank you, Connor. I would be given the tips if I wasn't terrible at the game and driving in general. But thanks for bringing me up on that. That's why I commentate, Connor, and not race. But Nxtgen Robinson there flies to second on the board. That is the highest we have seen a McLaren in this series so far. So a brilliant job to Nxtgen Robinson. Hopefully he can keep that McLaren there. So that pushes the Porsche Cayman of Game Ranger down to 3rd. Where is he? Oh, he'd gone off. The camera was a bit weird there. I didn't understand what was going on. So the 16 Morelli Porsche of Game Ranger now entering the long back stretch, we'll call it. Sorry, Momo, not Morelli. That Porsche kind of looks like those kids' cars you get the tight tops things. I had one of those. I'm sure plenty of the viewers did too, as he goes for a spin out of the first right-hander of the three. The man himself, NGR Dark Sykes, enters the lobby, the creator of our street art Aston. Driven by Mr. Saxo here tonight. This is the vehicle. This is the beautiful vehicle designed by NGR Dark Sykes. Deciding to give that up tonight, relinquishing the rights to NGR Saxo, a good friend at NGR. I'm interested to see what Dark Sykes will be running. I believe, if I recall correctly, he will be driving a Porsche tonight. As there's currently only 2 cars on the racetrack, let's take a look at the live timing monitor and see what has happened so far. So 7 drivers have made a lap here tonight. And the fastest lap obviously goes to Blue Gobi in the M4, setting a 1:23.9. Second place is tight between Saxo and Robinson. Saxo in the Vantage, Robinson in the McLaren. The other Vantage currently on race. We tend to try and make only 2 of each car available, but the M4 seems to be already a popular choice, as you can see here. Only one Cayman has taken the lap time tonight. Currently one of the slowest vehicles on the racetrack. Currently sitting second last behind NGR Scotty in the Vantage. Of course, with the rule package changing this evening, as you can see in the chat there on the left hand side, there's a bit of problems going on. But the big problem we did have with this racing package was balance of power does not work on the Group 4 cars. So, for example, the M4 was extremely overpowered in this series. You might have realised that 5 out of the 6 wins, I believe, so far have been BMWs. That is because, I mean, if you're driving a Porsche, as I believe it was Mr. Saxo said, there's no point. Up until this point, it was kind of pointless. The Porsche, its gears were far too long under the Balance of Power Act, which is the BOP factor being turned on. The gears were so long, there was no way on any kind of acceleration that they'd do any better. So what we've decided to do is turn BOP off and allow these guys to muck around with the cars themselves. Currently though, this is the first time this has ever happened, there is no race cars on the racetrack. That has never happened during one of my streams. There is no race cars on the racetrack. I believe that is because Mr. Saxo in the chat decided to say exit from the race and adjust your vehicle, because Pidgey was complaining about his vehicle. Pidgey, you will remember, has been a dominant force here in the European GT4 series so far, winning at least 3 races. So Pidgey has been a very dominant force in this racing league. So far, I mean, we're currently in the pre-season Thunder, I like to call it, to make it a bit more exciting, but the pre-season Thunder does sound pretty cool. Do tell me your opinions in the chat. My power and weight. Yeah, so let's actually see what we can do, okay, because I have a few cars. I've got the Megane, I've got the Corvette twice, the Cayman and the TT. Let's look at the Cayman, because that's one that's being used. Okay, so let's see what we can actually do. So I can put up my horsepower and lower the weight all I want to. Let's just bump this up. I've got plenty of points. Alright, okay. I can't go over 425. And I can't go below 1,000 kilograms, by the looks of it. I've got to be on softs. The rest is locked. So it seems to be all based on the power and the weight reduction. Should we go to the track, guys? I feel like running a lap at Brandshatch. Apologies to the GT4 guys, I've not got a livery for this vehicle, but we're going to be viewing it from the inside anyway, so it should be okay. Apologies if I go a bit quiet here. I don't tend to talk and drive a race car. Of course, as the outlaps, I'm taking it pretty slow. If you're just tuning in, don't worry, you're not going to be seeing this crap for much longer. It's just, I'm trying to test the new power and tuning scheme for this series. See, I've just wrecked someone's lap there. What's the point? Who's that out there on their own? So I've just wrecked Pidgey. So now Pidgey, which is funny, I mean, you got to understand his frustration, but he has been racing the easiest car to drive, sorry, the most powerful car to drive the entire time. So his sort of power has been taken away from him, and now he's complaining about it, which is interesting to see. As Blue Goby still remains our lap leader, but he's also in the BMW. So I don't see Pidgey's problem. It's not his car that's the issue. He's driving the same thing that our current pole sitter is. So we will have to see what goes on. Of course, we're trying to diagnose all of the possible problems like this one before we enter Season 11 for Nxtgen. Blue Goby goes back out on the racetrack, current pole sitter. Quite a few guys, if you look in the top right corner, on the racetrack right now. Game Ranger in his Porsche Cayman, Saxo in his beautiful Aston Martin, Pidgey in his M4, Scotty in his Team Brit Aston Martin, and Dark Sykes has shown his colours tonight, driving that Cayman scheme. Let's get a better look at it as he comes around the corner. That's a pretty funky paint scheme. That is a pretty funky paint scheme, if I do say so myself. Yeah, that's nice. I wasn't sure what he was giving up the art and asking for, but it's pretty cool. Looking into the chat, the FYGT Gaming says the Cayman will keep you on your toes all the time, so I believe there will be a lot of spins by them as they won't be able to settle down on longer sprints. So I'm thinking on the long run they may be a issue, Connor. Is that what you're saying? Dark Sykes going for a spin and one, able to clam onto it. Oh, and your Saxo runs it a little bit wide, that grass. Look at that. Look at the damage that cost. That was 2 tyres in that grass for less than half a second. He stays off the racetrack, allows Nxtgen Robinson to pass. Pidgey there looking pretty loose behind Saxo. Still manages to get a great drive off the corner ahead of Saxo. We'll have to see how Pidgey does now that he may have adjusted his vehicle under Saxo's guidance. As Pidgey goes across the line. He moves up to second. Well, that's 2 BMWs in the front row so far. That is kind of what we were expecting, regardless of the rules. Let's take a lap on board this beautiful street Aston Martin, put together of course by Mark Sykes. Want to give him another shout out because this thing is an absolute beaut, and as I said earlier, I've been driving it in all the GT4 events available on the sport mode. Can he use Pidgey slipstream to advance his time? A little bit loose entering the first right-hander there. Puts it all together though in the second. Can he claim it through the third? That was a good corner also. 2 tenths quicker here. Can he deliver on the final 2 corners? As he follows Pidgey out the final corner. Here he comes to the line. Saxo down to 4th. Can he improve his position? He bumps himself up to 3rd. Congratulations to Mr. Saxo. Now up to 3rd, nearly 5 tenths ahead of Nxtgen Robinson, who of course is making the big change to McLaren this week. Has been driving the Ford Mustang previously. He's gone off, he's gone to the pits. The main man 1980 though now makes his appearance. That AMG coming to the line to take the green for his lap. Let's see what the main man is capable of. Driving the 33 Mercedes AMG. He's got Blue Gobi, the pole sitter, right on his heels. Does Gobi want to improve his time, or is he going to let the main man run his lap? So I know what I would do in this situation. I'd let the main man run his lap, but we'll see. Blue Gobi, of course, does seem to be sitting back there, letting the main man so far run his lap the way he wants to. So you've got to give him the sportsmanship record there. Dushan 87 in 4th right now as he goes out of the corner entering the long stretch. Of course the track is clear, so he's going to get back on course. Robinson now back out of the pits in the number 10 McLaren. What will he be capable of? Saxo disappeared there halfway down the front stretch. The first corner. The main man is off. His lap garbage. But he's going to have enough time to recover, recollect as he comes out the final corner to hit the green again. We wish him good luck on this green flag lap. Saxo back in the pits. Robbie C, myself, oh I need to get out of the race actually. I need to quickly cancel my entry. There we go. Saxo, Robbie C, Dark Sykes and Big Z has now arrived. What is he driving this evening? I think he's in the Jag. Big Z in the Jag. The only Jag by the looks of things. Let me just check the lobby settings. We currently have 12 out of a possible 16. Obviously I make up the last person. So we could have a maximum of 15 drivers here tonight. Currently on less than that. There's room for more. Will we get them? That is the question. Game Ranger. The Cayman. Bop was turned off. The Porsche has gone from the worst vehicle in the field to the best. Game Ranger with a 123.8. NGR Shalestones has joined the room. Bounty Fuzzer, welcome to the session. This thing gets more interesting. Could we have a full field? The thing is, I think Game Ranger... Alright, we made the rule change earlier this week. Bop would be off due to the, well, basically the severe disadvantage, especially this vehicle was getting. And then Game Ranger comes out and currently puts the Porsche on the pole in his 16 Momo paint scheme. It's quite incredible, really. This car probably one of the weakest in the field a week ago at Monza, but this week here at Brandshatch, Game Ranger currently in contention for the pole. Blue Gobi sets a very close lap time, but not close enough. Blue Gobi does have the opportunity here to steal the pole away from Game Ranger. If he just digs a little deeper, there he is just ahead of Game Ranger. In his M4, will the M4 still reign supreme? And M4 has won the pole for I pretty much think 90% of the races we have done so far, if not all of them. It would be tremendous. No offense to the M4 drivers, but it would be tremendous to see another manufacturer on the pole this evening here at Brandshatch. Maybe one of the Aston Martins, since we're at Brandshatch. So we have a couple of Irish drivers in. Of course we have Pidgey. Where's he gone? I know his name, Dushan, of course. Couple of Irish drivers in, Pidgey and Dushan. We also have NGR Saxo, driver out of Belgium, and the rest of the drivers reign in the UK. But the Irish both sitting in top 5. That was Dushan just coming out of the pits in his McLaren. Was he driving a McLaren the whole time? I don't believe so. We're going to take a quick break, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to Nxtgen's performance here at Brandshatch for the Nxtgen GT4 European League. Enjoy the racing. We're going to sit with Game Ranger for this break period. flag in Sector 1 as I return. He was off the track. Jushan in 4th, Gobi still in 3rd. Game Ranger in the Porsche is being slowly caught up by Pidgey. We did believe, I thought Game Ranger was going to be overtaken for the pole position while I was away. However, that has not been the case, though it's just a 10th that separates Pidgey from the pole position. And if we know Pidgey, he will reclaim that pole position more than likely. However, driving the same vehicle as Robbie C in that number 9 in 9th place, but you can see the run that Pidgey gets off the corner. Robbie just does not get that. Can Pidgey use his slipstream out the final corner to claim the pole? I would imagine so. And there it is, Pidgey to the pole position, 2 tenths over Game Ranger. And I don't believe that was necessarily out of driving ability, it was out of strategy. Was able to claim the pole there using another vehicle, which is, some people might go, yeah, that's not legit pole, but that's what he used, it's what he did, it's what was there, he took it. So good drive there from Pidgey. The main man, 1980, still only in 6th, 2.8 seconds off the pace to Blue Gobi. That's not correct, Pidgey. I hate how it does that, it puts Blue Gobi necessarily, for example, in 1st, but he's not got the fastest lap, he's still a 10th back. Blue Gobi, though, more than capable of making up a 10th, I do believe. He's already made up nearly a quarter of that, but goes for a big slide. Dark Sykes, though, is the man in the black mirror. Currently running 3rd in the standings of tonight's qualifying session. Only a dramatic 10th behind Gobi. Not sure what he is behind Pidgey at this time. But can Dark Sykes make up the time? Maybe take a front row starting position here tonight in the Cayman. That would be amazing. Oh, no, sorry, this is practice. Qualifying begins in 5 minutes. Gobi crosses the line, doesn't improve. Dark Sykes does not improve. If you're wondering how I could tell if they can improve, on the left, the timing difference did not change. If Gobi set a faster time, that time would increase. If Sykes set a slower time, a faster time, that would decrease. Neither thing happened there, it remained the same. Those two did nothing different. Bounty Fuzzer from Canada enters the lobby, ladies and gentlemen. He's going to be also driving the M4. A popular choice, it seems. 4 drivers that I'm currently aware of. And I believe that's the 3rd Ecra scheme we've seen. Obviously different paint scheme to the others, but still an Ecra scheme overall. Let's check in with NGR Robinson, though, driving the McLaren for the first time this evening. I have high hopes for Dave tonight to make a move that might get him a win. NGR Robinson, of course, been very close night after night, week after week, not able to finish the deal. And I'm pretty sure he's sick of podiums now, wanting to take home the checkered flag as he comes towards the final of the 3rd right-handers. I reckon we see this car at least start 3rd. When it says he's 3rd now, it's not because Pidgey's not even on the racetrack, etc. But I believe we see this McLaren start 3rd at least tonight. Because NG Robinson, a class driver, as he crosses the line, doesn't seem to make an improvement. But qualifying has not even begun here tonight. Let's go back to the main menu and see who we have in the field tonight. Of course, there's me at the top, not participating, so ignore me. We have NGR Saxo, NGR Shellstones, Robbie C, Blue Goby, Pidgey 69, NGR Scotty, NGR Robinson, NGR Game Ranger, NGR Dark Sykes, Drew Shan 87, the main man in 1980, NGR Bigsy, NGR Bounty Fuzzer, and NGR Tom Dye 44. And oops, there you can see the cars that these gentlemen are driving: a Vantage, a Cayman, 3 M4s, a Vantage, a McLaren, 2 more Caymans, another McLaren, an SLS. What the hell is that? F-Type, M4, and another SLS. I don't know what that is. Oops, I'll have to check. What is that? 650S. What is that? What is the 650S, guys? Help me out. Well, a Jaguar. Yeah, it's a Jaguar. I thought so. So the Jaguar in full effect here. That is the car we didn't know. Well, I didn't know. You guys probably did. NGR Dark Sykes, though, currently the fastest on track out of the 6 drivers. We have Bounty Fuzzer on track, Robinson, Shellstones, Robbie C, and NGR Tom Dye. 6 drivers currently on the racetrack. The fastest of those: Dark Sykes by a 10th, Pidgey, your current pole sitter, by 1. He set a 1:23.5. Trig 746 has entered the room. I can't say I know who that is, but that would bring us to a full lobby. We'll have to see if the race hosts know who this gentleman is. Saxo says that is the last driver, so we do have a full 15-man squad here tonight. This should be good. Dark Sykes bringing it onto pit road. Let's head to Bounty Fuzzer. Actually, no, let's watch the pit stop, because pit stops are cool. I'm assuming he's going to take tyres. No, he's just getting fuel. But fuel and tyre wears off. I don't understand what's going on. Let's head to Bounty. And there's an orange Equus M4. Saxo says full house, Blue Goby says woo, and I couldn't agree more. We have a full house here tonight for the GT4 European Series event here at Brandshatch. Would be 16 if I was taking part, but I decided to do this event live. I was thinking about maybe running this event like I did last week, and then streaming the race afterwards, but you just don't get that tension or that unexpectancy. As Bounty hits the wall hard on the right hand side there. Not quite sure what happened there. He just seems to sort of teleport into the wall, and he teleports across the racetrack almost into the other wall. Really not sure what happened there to Bounty. Light damage is on this evening, so in the race that could be a massive problem. NGR Saxo says get ready Trig, we are about to start qualification. So this is obviously the practice session, so I apologise every time I've said qualification. I didn't understand that we were only running practice. So what you guys have seen so far has been about an hour of practice, but now we get to qualify, and then we get to some serious racing. 15-minute quali session. Good luck, lads, says Smyers. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in for practice here tonight at Brandshatch. Now we move along quite swiftly to qualification. Hopefully we get some serious stuff done now. We're going to 1815 sunny So that's 6:15 p.m. here GMT. That is the local time of the race tonight. Well, the qualification. I don't know if we're going to be running that track for qualification and the race, but let's have a look. As soon as it loads, we will head to the spectate menu. 15 minutes of qualifying, meaning we should hopefully get going by about 9:20. The first out, though, without hesitation, is Nxtgen Robinson. He's straight out on the racetrack, wanting to make a lap. Game Ranger is close behind, and that came in second. Trig 746, also in the McLaren, a driver we've not seen yet this evening. Didn't get a lot of practice at all, if any. Tom Dye's out now in his AMG. We'll take you back to the first vehicle out, Nxtgen Robinson in that McLaren. Pit road is a busy place with vehicles coming off. Game Ranger there. Surely behind. Robinson now looking to start his first green flag lap, and the first green flag lap of qualifying, as he's managed to get away from Ranger, which does help him in the long run. Game Ranger's not going to be able to get the slipstream on him. The green flag is out. The first lap of qualification is underway here at Brandshatch. Runs it perfectly. The first lap of qualification underway here. Here comes Nxtgen Robinson, about to head down the super stretch, which is my turn basically for the longest straightaway of the circuit. Look at that great camera angle as he comes down and enters the third of the three right-handers. A little bit wide, maybe. Shellstones is off there ahead of him. Hopefully that didn't freak him out too much. And down comes Robinson. One more corner to set the first time of the evening here in qualification. Here is the time to beat the first time of the evening. Nxtgen Robinson, he will set a 1:25.8. We now head back to Trig, a manufacturer's teammate. He somehow got ahead of Game Ranger. Let's see what Trig can set on his first lap. It's not going to be good enough. Neither of them able to make any mark on Robinson. Tom Dye, what can he do? He goes up to second. Bouncy out with the final corner. Still unable to touch Dave's time. Trig and Game Ranger come around once more. Dark Sykes to the pole with a 1:23.9, and that came in. Robinson now sitting in second. Of course, that was just his first hot lap. We have 15 minutes here at Brandshatch to qualify. He's got plenty of time. If he's got more speed, I'm sure he can find it, and he can get himself on that pole again. Currently though, 3.8 seconds back under the McLaren there. Drushan off to the left hand side. Here comes Robinson. It's not looking good. The main man takes over second. That lap time was slower though. He might have had an issue. 3.5 seconds off the pace there for Robinson. Let's tune in with another random driver. Let's tune in with NGR Shellstone, see how he's getting on. As he comes towards the line and the 21 came in. Bumps himself up to 11th ahead of Dushan. Gobi in 13th right now. One can only assume that this is his first hot lap of the event. Of course, we would expect to see Blue Gobi higher up the field than 13th. I'm sure we will, as well as Pidgey once they come out of the final corner. Blue Gobi now on the home stretch. What will he receive at the line? Gobi takes third. Pidgey takes second. Bounty takes third. So Pidgey 69 up to second. What an impressive drive. But NGR Dark Sykes in the Cayman leads the pack currently. An impressive time for NGR Dark Sykes with a 1:23.9 here. NGR Scott, you're going to be using the slipstream here, no doubt. There may be problems for Scotty. I saw the hazard lights flashing. Not sure what was happening there. NGR Saxo says, sorry main man, there may have been some contact there we missed between those two. The main man currently in 5th. Saxo currently in 14th. But you can guarantee that NGR Saxo is going to put that Aston Martin higher up the field. Robinson has decided to pit, possibly wait out the rest of this qualification session. Dark Sykes still your pole sitter for tonight's event. Pidgey 69 in second. Can he make something happen out the final corner? Can he grab the pole position to the line? He's not going to do it. Gobi is next in line in third. Bounty. Big Z as he goes off in that Jaguar. The main man, Shalestones and Game Ranger round out the top 8 of tonight's field. We have some impressive drivers here this evening. It's going to be interesting to see. I can't put my finger on who will be even in position to win this thing. Do you know what? I can't quite. I mean, Dark Sykes has put on quite the display. Sitting on the pole for this long, this is not like Sykes to be in that position. Of course, no offence intended, but to be in that position for this many laps that people are driving, it's a pretty impressive feat. So congratulations to Sykes. The Game Ranger there, as you can see, is in the purple right now by nearly 2/10. What can he do through the next couple of sections? Also in a Porsche, may steal away Dark Sykes' thunder. Less than a mile to go for Ranger. No longer in the purple. Can he make up that time in the final couple of corners? Pidgey now ahead of Dark Sykes. The throne has been overruled. But can Game Ranger steal away from Pidgey? It's not going to happen. Game Ranger going to settle in at 4th place. Pidgey with a 1:23.5, beating Dark Sykes' 1:23.9. So despite Pidgey's complaints earlier about having a slow race car, he currently sits in pole position. Interesting. Be interesting to see just whether that speed continues. Dushan has left the room. Tom Dye is saying the SLS is too slow with these settings, not comfy at all. Well, that's why we do have this pre-season thunder. It is more of a test than anything else. We thought the BMWs were overpowered, so we allowed the vehicles to be what they're supposed to be, and a BMW is still currently in pole position. Granted, not by as much as it used to be, but it is still up there. Pidgey 69. Couple more corners. Can he settle a better lap time than he already has? That is the question. That would kind of cement his pole position. He's currently running, but only just slower. Final corner. Less than 2/10 slower. Dark Sykes. Sorry, apologies for the yawn. Dark Sykes and Gerby still account for the top 3 positions. Looks like Dark Sykes may be having some issues. He's currently got his hazards on. He's down to the inside of the racetrack. Now he's going off into the sand. Behind him, who was that? That was the main man in 9th. Can he get some time? Unable to improve position, but able to improve his time very slightly. He parks it. Is that what Sykes has done? Sykes has parked. I reckon he's done with qualification. Blue Gerby now. One more corner. Can he improve his lap time? Blue Gerby, a very pole capable man. Can he do it tonight? Not this time. He remains in 3rd. Bounty unable to improve. NGR Game Ranger. Can he catch the other Porsche of NGR Dark Sykes up? Saxo in the Aston. The street art acting a little bit more out of Mr. Saxo tonight. In this Aston. Clearly not so far capable. We don't know what track conditions he's been under. We've not been spectating him. You could have had traffic, etc. He's currently running quicker, but is it going to be quick enough? One more corner for Saxo. Runs it nicely on the inside to the middle. He improves his time, but it's not going to be enough to improve position. NGR Saxo remaining in 6th. Shalestones sitting in 7th at this time. Bigsy in 8th. The main man in 9th. Robinson in 10th. Scotty in 11th. Robbie C in 12th. Trigg 746 in 13th. And Tom Dye in 14th. Tom Dye. Oh my goodness. It appears that he may have intentionally wrecked Pidgey there. I mean, I hate to blow the trumpet on people like that, but it would appear that Pidgey was intentionally wrecked by the slowest vehicle on the racetrack. Which is it's shameful to see in this league. Pidgey now coming down for service. Of course, slight damage is on. He's probably just coming down to get that fixed. But a shame. Why would Tom Dye do that? He didn't appear to break into that corner. I don't know, guys, but I'd submit footage of this race or this qualifying session to Tom Dye. Maybe see what were you doing. That to me looked dirty as F. Trig currently in 13th, 3.5 seconds off the pace. So overall, to be honest, this pace is quite close. The top 6 all under a second bracket. And the point is, if they're all racing for position, that restriction's going to go. Oh, as Gobi hits me right in the teeth. Saxo now up to 4th. He's parked it. He's made up 2 possessions. The final is about to begin. There is your field, ladies and gentlemen. Pidgey, Darkside, Scooby, Saxo, Fuzzer, Game Ranger, Shellstones, Robinson, Bigsy, the main manager, Scotty, Robbie C. I don't know who the rest of them are, but we're going at Brandshatch. It's BMW Porsche on the front row. Green light here in Brandshatch. Look at the wheel spin. We're 4 wide into turn 1. Not gonna work. Game Ranger bumps Pidgey. Saxo up to 4. Dark Sykes takes the race lead. Man overboard. Looks like Pidgey got the worst of it, ending up at the tail end of the field. Dark Sykes, though, leads the field down to the 3 right-handers. Look at them all powering. Game Ranger goes off the circuit and into the grass. We're taking now back to the front of the field, whereas Dark Sykes has gained a 2-second lead over the field. 15 laps for tonight's first event. But look at them behind. A ravenous bunch of carnivores looking for the race lead. Fuzzer, Gobi, Saxo, Shellstones. Shellstones is off. Robinson takes the 5th spot. This McLaren is looking for something here. He's in range for the slipstream, especially on this front stretch, etc. This is going to be very useful if you can keep in range. Bounty, though, has taken the lead away from Sykes. Fuzzer out of turn 1, purpley into 2. Sykes right behind him, though, wanting to reclaim that lead. Saxo up to 3rd. Remember, this gentleman started in 4th. Gobi now in 4th, and Robinson now in 5th. And a big gap of almost 5 seconds back to the 6th place vehicle of Bigsy, the only Jaguar running tonight. Pidgey has managed to get up to 7th, passing 7 cars in less than a lap. Trig, the main man, Scotty, Game Ranger, Robbie and Tom Dye and Shellstones round out the rest of the field. Bounty a little bit off there, it looked like. Look how close Sykes and Saxo are. My god, this racetrack is excellent as Saxo goes for a slide. Saxo down to 5th. Gobi will take 3rd and Robinson will take 4th. Saxo will settle in the 5th spot. But Pidgey is not that far behind now. He was within viewing distance, certainly. Bounty with a race lead, but Sykes is right there, ready to take the race lead back. Who knows what's going to happen here? I know we're only now on lap 3, but it seems interesting to see Sykes in a competitive vehicle, putting on quite a display of aggression here. Not dirty, but aggressive. He wants to let Bounty know that, hey, there's a Cayman right here that would love to take the lead off you. Gobi, Robinson and Saxo round out your top 5. But I'm interested to see whether Sykes can reclaim the lead. Gobi right behind Sykes, though it might be more likely that Gobi takes second away from Sykes, given the right opportunity. Robinson goes for a slide. Saxo was thinking about moving to the outside, thought better of it in that street art vantage. The McLaren holds on to 4th. Sykes has pulled away from Gobi and closer to Fuzzer. Can he take the race lead away shortly? He's got a big straightaway coming up where slipstream may be the most important factor. Gobi goes for a slight slide there, able to hang on. Here comes Robinson and Saxo. Oh no! Bounty is off the racing surface. He overdrove the corner. Dark Sykes claims the race lead, nearly a second ahead of Gobi. Bounty has managed to rejoin the race in 6th place, nearly 8 seconds ahead of Tom Dye. From 8th on back, they are quite far away from our leaders right now. Bounty, despite that wreck, Gobi's off as well. Gobi now goes back to 6th. NGR Saxo now in 2nd. Why do I flick through these guys? I miss out on so much. That is the gap to 2nd. Sykes has crossed the line. There's Saxo crossing the line. Dark Sykes now with a nearly 4.3 second advantage over the rest of the field. There's Sykes. There's Saxo. That is the gap to the race lead. Pidgey holds on in 3rd, Robinson in 4th, Fuzzer in 5th. Of course, we saw Gobi have an accident. He fell back to 6th. Here comes Sykes, heading towards the 3 right-handers. How will he cope? He just saw the competition go off this time a lap ago. You need to be aggressive, but you need to be conservative. You don't want to put those 2 wheels in the dirt. Sykes holds on for 2 of those corners. He's going to do it through the 3rd. The Cayman tonight not looking like a weakling, but more of a Goliath, as he comes out of the final corner to lead another lap. And he's gaining time on 2nd place Saxo. Dark Sykes to lead lap. Here comes Saxo, closer than he was a lap ago. Does he have an opportunity here in the remaining 14 laps to take the lead away from Dark Sykes? Only time will tell. Bounty so far unable to get around Robinson. Gobi there in 6th. These 3 racing in almost a tight pack. Pidgey has a comfortable cushion front and back. You can see Saxo quite clearly. Robinson is a bigger dot in his mirror. There are the other 3 coming now. Tom Dye, the main man, the SLS is going for a battle down the straightaway. Can the main man use the slipstream and the run that he's got to make a move? We'll see now. Tom Dye holds on to 7th through 1. And he will do the same through 2. Can he do it through 3? He will. Looked like he went a little bit wide there, but the main man is going to show some. Oh, and the Tom Dye goes off. I felt like he was getting pressure, but I didn't realise it was that much. Tom Dye just put the gas down too hard there under the circumstances and span the rear wheels. He's going to come down pit road, probably for repairs. We now take you back to the race leader, NGR Darkside Star, with a staggering 4.5 second lead here at Brandshatch. Nearly halfway into this event. Pidgey now catching Saxo in the RM4 Vantage, the V8 Vantage. But that Icarus M4 is closing in. Does Saxo have any defence? Robinson remains in third now. He has lost nearly 5 seconds. Bounty is around. NGR Robinson goes in the grass a little bit, giving up the positions to Gobi and to Bounty. These 3, 4, 5 are M4 drivers, and it looks like Mr. Saxo himself is going to come under fire to an M4 very shortly. These M4s, very powerful race vehicles in the Group 4 series. Pidgey, you've got a very fast driver. You put him in one of the fastest vehicles in the group, and what do you expect to happen? Mr. Saxo under fire. Now Pidgey will likely catch him and pass him in these next 3 right-handers. He's already going for the move. Decides to back out. He now hangs back in third. He's hanging back. He doesn't want to give Mr. Saxo a problem. He'd love to get around Mr. Saxo, but he's not going to cause him any grief. Robinson still remaining in 6. Gobi, Bounty in 4 and 5. Saxo remaining in the second position. Pidgey's patience, though, will begin to wear thin. That is just human life. As the two cross the line, overtaking is prohibited. Trigg in 13th goes a lap down after an accident out of turn 1. Pidgey dives it in, clips Saxo in the front right quarter panel. Pidgey clipped him with his left rear panel. Hopefully there's not damage to those vehicles. We'll have to see. Bounty Fuzzer in 4th, Gobi in 5th, Robinson in 6th. Your top 6 has not changed hands apart from Mr. Saxo and Pidgey. Pidgey's pulling away, but very slightly. Which is good. This means this BOP change has not affected, it's not ruined the BMW's day, as said. The M4 was extremely powerful, and then we got around the vehicle, it was gone. Right, Mr. Saxo, very much, as you can see on the screen, keeping up with this M4. But in my opinion, the M4s may have to be prohibited until balancing work is done by Polyphony Digital, the producers and manufacturers of this product, GT Sport. The M4 still very powerful. Of course, Pidgey is a very fast driver. I do not I'm not, of course, criticising his ability here. But the M4s all night through practice qualifying have been, I think, more than what they should have been with the driver involved also. So we'll have to see what happens there, of course. NGR Scotty in the Team Brits Vantage now in 8th place ahead of Ranger and Shalestones. in the 8th spot, the main man in 7th. That means Tom Dye has fallen back to 12th, nearly a minute behind our race leader, Dark Sykes, who, can we just take a minute to appreciate, is leading a lot of laps here tonight. NGR Dark Sykes putting on a show we've not really seen from him before, especially on this channel, maybe elsewhere, but Dark Sykes has been sort of that high to mid-pack driver, but tonight he's gone, nah, can you guys move over because I want to lead all the laps. And he's sticking to it, and he's driving consistently. Let's hope that Dark Sykes can keep it up. Pidgey 69 though, is not going to let him get away with it so easily. He's coming for the race lead. 5 laps to go in race 1. We'll take you to our race leader, Dark Sykes, who opted to take the Porsche Cayman out tonight here at Brandshatch, and it's working out pretty well. Pidgey 2.7 seconds back, now dropped down to 2.6. He is gaining on Sykes. Is 2.6 seconds gonna be enough? As I mentioned, Pidgey is a very fast and capable driver. I mean, that's over half a second he's gained in the last sector, now that he has clean air ahead of him. So, I mean, as much as I hate to put someone down, I don't want to see another BMW win a race in this pre-season, because it's gonna prove there's an issue with the BMW. If Pidgey takes over Sykes, and wins this race, there may prove an issue with the BMW, and it might get the BMW taken off the roster. That's just the way I see it. I feel like there may be an issue there. So, let's check on the live chat. We've not had much in the live chat for a while, guys. If you are watching the stream, do feel free to throw in your feedback. I'd love to comment and discuss with you what is happening on screen. Saxo now nearly 4.5 seconds back from second place. Pidgey, that is the gap between 1 and 2 as Sykes comes across the line to take 3 laps to go. Who is your money on? Is it Dark Sykes or is it Pidgey 69? Post in the chat below. Who do you reckon will take home the checkered flag in race 1? It may be biased, but my fingers are crossed for Dark Sykes. I think he's due a win. And I think that will restore his confidence going towards season 11. I think that's what he needs, is to grab a win. I mean, he's led a bunch of laps tonight. Of course, that's already contributing to his confidence, but to seal the deal, I think that would be excellent. Pidgey has tasted victory lane a lot of times here. Well, he's going in the grass, which doesn't help. 2 to go for Dark Sykes out of the final corner. That is the gap between 1, 2 and 3 at the line. Come on, guys. I can see there's 10 of you at least. Post your predictions in the chat. Dark Sykes or Pidgey, who takes the trophy here tonight at Brandshatch? I understand some of you may be the drivers involved. Let's take a look back in the field though. Nxtgen Robinson has been unable to get out of the slump that is 6th position. He's been stuck there for quite a while, currently under 5 from the main man. We had 14 guys, I'm sure, or 15 actually, didn't we? So Trig in 13th means 2 people have given up here in race 1. Shillstone's in 12th, Tom Dye in 11th, Robbie C in 11th, sorry. They've swapped positions. Scotty in 9th, Game Ranger in 8th, the main man in 7th, Robinson in 6th, Goby in 5th, Bouncy Fuzzer in 4th, NGL Saxo in 3rd. But we now, on the final lap, take you to the front runners. Dark Sykes and Pidgey 69. Who will be the victor here at Brandshatch in race 1? This is the closest Pidgey has been. Two more corners for Dark Sykes. Just over a second separates the two out of the final corner. NGR Dark Sykes going to see the checkered flag and take the win in race number 1. What an impressive drive for Dark Sykes. I wasn't sure he was going to be able to hang on, but he did. And he took the win. Congratulations to NGR Dark Sykes here at Brandshatch in race number 1. Saxo will finish 3rd behind Pidgey 69. Bounty and Goby will capture the top 5 positions. That was cool. That was a really good race, guys. Congratulations. We now take you to victory lane with Dark Sykes in his Cayman. Congratulations on a great win, and I hope you have that much success in race 2. I'm just going to congratulate Mark in the chat so we can see it. As you can see, Bounty also congratulating Dark Sykes on the win. As I said previously, I mean, it was kind of unexpected. I mean, Dark Sykes is a very clean and classy driver, but he's always been sort of mid to top end, but he's not really led the laps that you'd expect. But here at Brandshatch, I mean, he dominated the first race. I mean, he's going to start in the rear for race 2. We'll have to see what he's capable of here for race 2. It's going to quickly take a break, guys, and I'll catch up with you at the beginning of race 2. Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to this next gen broadcast of the next gen European GT4 series here at Brandshatch. Once again, just congratulating Dark Sykes on the unexpected win here at Brandshatch. Amazing stuff. Robinson there in the chat saying he hates the McLaren, lol. Should have stuck the Mustang, should have listened to me. Just saying, Dave. NGL Saxo says 5 minutes, then there is another 15 laps reverse grid. As is tradition here with the next gen GT4 series. Our race winner, Dark Sykes, will start at the rear of the field. That is how these shows work, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, I hope that the viewers of this stream are enjoying themselves here on behalf of Next Gen Racing. Do look us up on Facebook. And if you are a sim racer or a racer of your own, do get involved. Do join us on Facebook. I'd also like to mention our sponsors, Joyce Design. We've created some extremely cool stickers for our causes. For example, the last one, Get Izzy Racing, which was a charity event that we did to raise money for a girl who has lost both of her arms and both of her legs, so that she can get some simulator time with a top tier British team. Hard to fly. The chat's disappeared. How can I close your windows, mate? What are they talking about? Who are these gentlemen and what are they talking about? Cleo is trying to get back in. Andrew Robinson has decided to pull his Mustang. I wish he was in the Mustang, he probably would have won the race. His McLaren into turn 2 there, just off the course of the racetrack. We'll have to see what happens there. Yeah, but if you are enjoying, guys, what you are seeing this evening, feel free to subscribe. I mean, it's not necessary, but when we get going for race 2, for example, and all of the other next gen races that I do commentate on, you will be notified, of course, when these streams go live instantly. So it's worth doing if this is what you're into. It just saves you having to look around for these sort of events. So if you want this easily, do hit the subscribe button and hit the bell. I believe there's a little bell, and that will notify you when I go live. Some of the stuff you may not be interested in, but race nights and things, you will be notified immediately, so you won't miss any action of next gen racing events on this channel. Gobi has pulled his BMW out of the pits, but he's decided to pit very close to the pit exit there on the grass. Ooh, looks like we're having some confrontations in the chat. You can defend but don't block like a loony. Wink face. Ooh. Yeah, so I mean it's... Yep, I need to learn turn 1. Lol, messes me up every time. Been there, done that, Scotty. That is a nasty corner until you get used to it. Stick with the SLS, Tom, and try something different next week. Is that what he said? Yeah. Tom, do you have 423 brake horsepower and 1,001 kilograms in weight? Let's see what they say. Have to see what they say. Luguri now performing a burnout in turn 1. Robinson, there's Scotty in his Aston Martin performing a little burnout session for us all. He's gone straight in the grass and he's going to just drive off. Goodbye, Scotty. Trig is out, going to join these guys maybe off turn 2. No, he's going further than that. Who's that? Is that Robbie? Down the front stretch. I mean, these guys could use this time wisely and maybe practice a little bit. Maybe get the corners they weren't so confident with in the first race sorted out. But you know, they're not confined to do anything right now. This is a 5-minute break we do for each event between the races, so these guys can literally do whatever they want. The laps that, for example, Robbie's running right now will not mean anything in terms of where he starts in the next race. The race will be determined by the last race's results reversed, so our winner, Dark Sykes, will start the race in last, and whoever crossed the race finish line in last place will start the race on pole. There are a few issues where if someone disconnects and rejoins, they will begin on pole at the front of the grid, which can of course cause controversies, I'm sure, but I will be sure to make sure that is altered going forward. We've had a few guys that have left the lobby possibly through no fault of their own. We've had internet issues prior to this event, and some guys have started on pole and remained there. I mean, I've not been happy with that. I believe they should, if you finish, you know, last, but then you leave the lobby and rejoin, you should still start at the rear of the field. That is the sort of penalty, regardless of whether it was your fault or not. I just believe that is the only fair way to do it. So, and I'm pretty sure the rest of the Nxtgen guys would agree. That is the only really fair way to deal with that. There is Trig and his McLaren, NGR Scotty in his Vantage. Game Ranger though going to stop in a weird spot. Is he doing a burnout? He's burning the tyres as Robbie comes up and gets out of the way for those two. 2 minutes and we go, says NGR Saxo. He is our race host for this evening, driving the Street Art Aston Martin. Looks like there is horsepower discussions going on in the race chat right now. Including a winky face, so things could be heating up in that chat. My phone has died, so I cannot keep up with the race chat, so we'll just quickly plug that in. Looks like NGR Scotty may have set the fast lap time so far in this session. However, he has a 5-second penalty. Not quite sure how he recruited that, but yep, my phone is dead, guys, so if you are messaging in the chat I cannot see it. Just try to turn it back on there, but it's not recruited. Charge that. NGR Saxo requests everyone enter the track. That can only mean one thing here at NGR, and that means it is race time. Bounty Fuzzer, Big C, the main man, Sykes, Pidgey, Shellstones, Saxo himself, and Robbie C, the only drivers on pit road, but not sure what those guys are doing. Looks like he's getting a pit stop. Kind of. but I'm not entirely sure. I think he might be glitched. I think Robbie might be glitched. Robinson and the McLaren delivering us a burnout. Dark Sykes is requesting to change the time to early morning and reverse. Well, I suppose there's no point everyone being out on track if you do that, because it would just put them all back in the pits anyway. So we'll have to see what happens here. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The settings of the room are changing. 5 AM local time. Race start when everyone's on track, so let's hope everyone hits the racetrack shortly. As you can see, the time has changed on the racing surface. Lights are enabled. Sort of the colouring has changed also. Another 15 laps here at Brandshatch, reverse grid. I'm very worried we're going to see some big wrecks in the first couple of laps here. That is my worry. With the track being this thin and this sort of competitive and this fast, I mean the final is beginning, I really do hope these guys are careful. Let's take a look at the field. The final has begun. The Jaguar starts on pole for the second event. Bigsy, Trig, Tom Dye, Shellstones, Robbie C, Scotty Robinson, Game Ranger, The Main Man, Blue Goby, Bounty Fuzzer, Saxo, Pidgey and Dark Sykes. That rounds out the top. Well, the field of 14 here. Bigsy on pole. Green flag here at Brandshatch for race number 2. Trig though gonna battle Bigsy for the lead into 1, the 2 touch a little. What is going on? That is mental. That is mental to look at from this angle. Tom Dye dives in deep, gets into the side of Trig. Robinson making no mistake, wanting to move up the field as quickly as he can up into 5th. Bigsy though remains your race leader. Tom Dye going to move to the outside, well the inside now. For place number 2, he has got the advantage. He slings it in there in second. Your race winner still remains in last place, unable to gain any positions yet. Saxo, a 3rd place finisher, up to 9th, trying to get around traffic. The Main Man holding his own against Saxo though, but Saxo's gonna, he's going to make a move on the inside. Main Man opened up the bottom door. Saxo does bail out of the situation. Bigsy remains your race leader. Nearly a second separating him and Tom Dye. Dark Sykes into the outside, retaining wall. Not the start our race winner, our race one was looking for, but there is still plenty of time to make a move. Here they all come. We now follow NGR Scotty and the Team Brit Vantage towards the back of this pack. NG Robinson currently up into the 3rd spot in his McLaren. Looks like he may be under fire though from Blue Gobi, who goes to the outside trying to make a move. They are side by side at the line. Gobi has the advantage, but Robinson's going to take it away from him entering 1, but Gobi's going to shoot up the inside into 2. Robinson gives him the room. Big C remains your race leader. He goes for a slide though. Tom Dye to the race lead. The 77 green and black AMG takes the race lead. Big C able, despite the slide, to hold on to 2nd. Less than 2 seconds separating the pair. Gobi now in 3rd. Robinson in 4th. Saxo in 5th. That is your top 5. Let's check in with Dark Sykes, our race winner from race number 1, now up to 9th from 14th. That's 5 spots for all you mathematicians. Tom Dye struggled a lot in race 1. He is now in position to lead a lap here in race 2. The battle for 2nd though is really the big battle right now. As Gobi goes to the outside of Big C, going to give it up and back out. But given the opportunity, he's down to the inside. He's going to take the 2nd place away from Big Z. Robinson is just there. Does Saxo, how far is Saxo? He's less than a second away from Robinson. This battle is heating up for the top 5, as you can see on screen. How will Mr. Saxo make his move as he go into the outside of Robinson? It looks like it. The two side by side. He flings it in there on the outside, going to get the run. Robinson appears to back out, or maybe he just got out-driven on the outside. Incredible. Incredible driving by these two to keep it clean through that tight section. But it will be NGR Saxo that takes 4th place. We return to the race lead with Tom Dye, who now has who has Blue Gobi less than a second behind him now. 6/10 separate the top 2. No, Biggsy goes for a huge slide out of the 1st corner. He's going to lose a lot of time here. He stays on the grass. He's going to rejoin the track in 7th. Gobi remains in 2nd. Saxo up to 3rd. Robinson in 4th. What happened there? Pidgey and Bounty seem to wreck each other. We missed the contact. Looked like Robinson was involved, getting a slight tap of that. But not quite sure what happened there, but those two are going to suffer the consequences. Pidgey down to 8th. bouncy down to 12th as he recovers himself. Not sure what happened there. We'll have to hear from the guys later on to see what happened. Tom Dye, still your race leader, 5 laps into this event. The gap now between Robinson and Saxo has increased dramatically. Nearly 5 seconds separate the two. But the battle now is for the race lead. Gobi, Tom Dye, as they come across the line, less than 5/10 difference as they begin lap 6. Gobi's going for it. He's going to dive it in. The two make a little bit of contact, but Gobi falls in behind. Gobi is not messing around. He would love to take that race lead away from Tom, but will he be able to do it? He's got a comfortable gap to NGR Saxo and the Aston Martin. This is the battle for the race lead. Tom Dye, Blue Gobi. SLS versus M4. The two bumper to bumper. It's 8 versus 77 as they come to the line. We have hit almost halfway. Things are beginning to heat up here at Brandshatch. Mr. Saxo has been able to shrink that time between him and second place's Blue Gobi, but not by that much. Sykes now in the top 5, going for the 4th place around the outside of Robinson. What an impressive move there by Mark Sykes. Wish we'd seen the full thing. We chose to spectate him at a bad time. He is gaining on Saxo, but this battle for the race lead burns continuously. Gobi has not been able to pass him, but he's not let up the slightest. If they cross the line, this will be halfway into race 2. Can Gobi make a move? Where is his best opportunity? I'm not even sure myself. He's going for it now. He made a slight move there, but not able to capitalize on the situation. He managed to get Tom to run a little bit higher than he normally would, but unable to capitalize on the fact here. The slipstream will highly benefit Blue Gobi, but it depends what he decides to do with it. That is the question. As you can see, running in the green right now, Pidgey, your current fastest lap setter of a 1:23.4, sorry. Pidgey now decided the time is the time. He dives into the inside and off goes Tom Dye. Saxo takes second. It didn't look like contact there between the two. I don't know if Tom was giving Pidgey room, sorry, not Pidgey, Gobi room, and maybe forgot about looking after himself and put 2 tyres in the gravel and just lost it, or... But that surely hurts there for Tom. to go off from the race lead in that position. With 7 laps to go, Blue Gobi is your race leader. Mr. Saxo, Tom Dye and Dark Sykes though follow closely behind. Dark Sykes, Robinson now, sorry, has fallen back to 7th now. Of course, it was only recently that he was passed by 4th places Dark Sykes for that spot. Now he sits 3 places back. Something must have happened to Robinson there for this to happen. That is the gap between 1, 2 and 3. 6.8 seconds separate these 3 gentlemen. At the line, it'll be 6 to go. Can Gobi run away with the win? Only time will tell. Dark Sykes seems to be unable to catch up with our top 3 now. Doesn't seem to be a lot of progress from Sykes. He might be overdriving the car in his position. It looks like it just off that corner there. He is currently running quicker though than he has done all race, which is nice to see. Tom Dye though, your dominant race leader so far here tonight, looks to be struggling a little bit compared to the 2 drivers ahead of him, Saxo and Gobi. I know Saxo would love to get that Street Art Aston into victory lane. Will he be able to do so? That is another story. But Gobi looks to be about to hit some lap traffic of Trigg. The lap McLaren of Trigg coming up. This back marker may benefit Saxo in some way. We'll have to wait and see. With 5 laps to go, 3.2 seconds separate these gentlemen. Five laps around this joint does not take a long time. Trigg slows it right down, allowing Gobi to get around him. No issues there with the lap traffic. Will Mr. Saxo have just as much ease? The gap has increased slightly. That is the gap between the top 2. Hovering around the 3.5 second mark has been for the last couple of laps. 4 to go at the line for Gobi. It looks like he's going to dominate the second half of this event. Sykes has been able to gain a little bit on Tom Dye, but not enough. As Pidgey's 69 there, as you can see right behind him. Interesting to see where those 2 stand at the end of this race. Robinson still in 7th. About 6 seconds either side for Robinson. We now take you back to our race leaders, Saxo and Blue Gobi. Saxo has gotten past the lapped car of Trigg. comes Gobi. 3 laps to go. What is going to happen? Sykes still holds on to the 4th place, and he will set the fastest lap of the event with a 1:23.2 at this time. There is Tom Dye directly ahead of him. He was thinking about making a move for 3rd there, decided better of it. He's in no rush. A win in a top 3 would be amazing for Dark Sykes. In the next 3 laps, all he has to do is get around Tom Dye. Gobi, though, able to stretch the lead out by nearly 7/10 from last lap over Saxo. It looks like it's going to be Aston versus BMW for the race win. As NGR Shalestones has gone off the racing surface, he will also get lapped in race 2. Tom Dye, Sykes and Pidgey now in a cluster. Pidgey wants to get around Sykes, Sykes wants to get around Dye. It's interesting. Sykes dives it. He's on the inside. He's going to hold it. He's going to get ahead of Tom. Pidgey unable to capitalise on the situation. He remains in 5th. Dark Sykes in the top 3 as Pidgey goes for a slide. Only a couple of more corners. Oops. For Gobi as he goes in the grass. It's going to slow him down quite a lot, but I think he'll be able to capitalise on the situation. Blue Gobi looking to keep Mr. Saxo away from a checkered flag this evening, and it looks like he may just do that as he comes out of the final corner with white flag will be waving here at Brandshatch. The white flag is out. 3.5 seconds separates the top 2. Only a mistake would help Mr. Saxo. He has driven an incredible effort here tonight in that Stuart Aston, as well as Dark Sykes just back there in 3rd, less than 10 seconds behind our race leader, Blue Gobi, winning his first GT4 European League race, and the first win for the Porsche Cayman in the series during our pre-season thunder. Blue Gobi now stretches his lead to 4.1 seconds. Corner 1 is complete. Corner 2 of the right-handers is complete. One more right-hander, a left and a right, and this is Gobi's victory ticket. One more corner for Gobi. Saxo now over 4 seconds behind. It's only going to be a podium finish for NGR Saxo, but for Blue Gobi and BMW, another race win here tonight at Brandshatch. Saxo crosses the line in 2nd, and our previous race winner in round 1 crosses the stripe on the podium in 3rd. Big C, the only vehicle manufactured by Jaguar in the entire series here tonight, is going to take home a 6th place finish in race 2 here at Brandshatch. We'll now take you to victory lane with good old Blue Gobi, who went up 9 positions in that race due to the reverse grid. I'd like to thank you all for tuning in to this pre-season Thunder event for the Nxtgen GT4 series, the GT4 European series at Brandshatch. I hope you all enjoyed your stay. And for those of you who tune in to this event, we will see you next week. The event details will be posted later on during the week on the Nxtgen Facebook page. But thank you for tuning in, guys, and take care.